Hi there Aquarius, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for June. A very upbeat and lively and friendly vibe is around your scope as this month begins, but the emphasis is changing quite quickly with Mercury located in your sector of practicalities, joined by Venus on the 3rd. Maybe it is that someone who's a little bit tricky to get along with, potentially through your work, can be charmed by meeting them halfway, being a bit more sensitive to some of the things that they get grumpy about. You may also find that if you go and get fitter or do something that's virtuous, then you can actually gain some kind of benefit from this and make new friends. So don't see that your friendships can only expand around more sociable situations like pubs and clubs. It can actually happen outside of these. Now there is going to be Mars continuing in a beautiful part of your scope all this month, which is fantastic for enjoying the summer weather if you're in the northern hemisphere and keeping fitter if you're in the southern. But Mars does go into a tricky square with Neptune from the 5th through to the 10th, I beg your pardon. This suggests that when it comes to money and your love life, I wouldn't be tempted to spend too much money or spoil someone with huge gestures until you really get to know them. It's also possible that in an existing relationship, a child may kind of put a bit of a guilt trip on you if they're wanting a particular expensive big ticket item, and you may have to resist this. In general, there can be a bit of trickery around in week 2 of this month. And also with Venus and Pluto confronting each other, along with Mercury being confronted by Pluto at the end of week 1 and into week 2, I do feel that you need to be alert to the type of people who are not really much of your scene. Generally, Aquarian people can take a good dose of honesty, even if it's something they don't particularly like. But someone may be much more scheming, political, much craftier than you. That's not attributing you with a weakness, it's actually your strength if you're more straightforward in your approach. But you have to live in the world as it is, and someone could be quite devious, and you need to keep your guard up at times all through this month. However, on the 8th there is a delicious new moon which does suggest and encourage you to make time to play. So even if there are pressing, more practical, work-based or health issues, don't feel that you can't still get into the spirit of things. And in fact, you could be at the heart of more enjoyable and entertaining experiences if you give yourself permission. This could also have a romantic dimension as well. As long as you don't get too caught up in putting anyone on a pedestal, get to know them slowly. That's really going to be the key. On the 21st, the sun moves into this more practical area. And by the 23rd, on the back of the full moon, well, it's kind of saying to you that there may be some growing pressures and complications around some of the things that you need to do in your professional situation. And it may be that you're going to have to take some of these on the chin and just get your head down, work behind the scenes. You might not get much recognition yet, but it can come in time. And with the sun going face to face with Pluto in the last few days, once more, a health issue, a psychological issue, something to do with trust or lack of it, or someone being a bit two-faced can once more come to the fore. But the reward is that Venus is going to bring someone into your world or let you know about someone who's already in your world who actually sees you in an entirely wonderful way. And something magical can happen even if something else is going on which deeply disappoints you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.